Let me tell you why it failed. Hey, I'm Hal. I'm the mechanic for Bicycle Habitat. People come in and give me sob stories how their wheels get stolen, their bikes get stolen, their seats get stolen. Well, most of the fault is these people because they don't lock the bikes up right. And we're going to take a little walk around here and critique the bikes that are locked outside in the streets of Manhattan. Oh, this nice Centurion Le Mans Mixte has a rear wheel that anybody can steal in the matter of 10 seconds with a 15mm wrench or a vice grip. Notice the rear wheel is not locked at all. This is a D- because it'll cost you $120 or so to get a back wheel for this bike, and the bike isn't worth $120. Now, hopefully these two people are eating in this restaurant, but so far, this bike gets an F. You can steal both wheels in a matter of around 8 seconds. Quick release wheels, 8 seconds. The bike has no wheels. Will cost the person around $220 to replace these wheels. In fact, you can steal a seat in 1 second. This bike gets an F for locking. It fails locking. Contrary to popular belief, the quieter streets, the thief is more likely to get spooked. If you take a busy street, the street noise and all the people walking around screen the thief, and people won't care what he's doing. Whereas you get a quiet street like this, it's too vacant for the thief to think about what's going on, so they don't steal bikes on a quiet street like this. This is locked correctly. We really have an A here. Let me tell you why it's an A. Seat is chained down, number one. Number two, proper lock. There's a kryptonite disc lock with a New York chain locked to the rear wheel and the frame to a secure pole. There's also an auxiliary cable clamping down the front wheel. This bike is locked totally correctly. This bike gets an A. This is what happens when I give you an F. Because when I give you an F, then the thief comes later and steals the back wheel. You gotta lock both wheels, or else this becomes community property, and you either have a bike that looks like this, or you have to spend $120 to correct the fact that your bike is going to look like this. And this bike has gotten an F. This bike was a collector's item at one time. Now it's collecting rust. There's also a stem that's about to break in half. That's another story. Good locking job in the rear. Bad locking job in the front, but this front wheel is not that desirable. So overall, we give this a C.
A C?
C? Yeah. Because they're going to steal your front wheel eventually.
The back wheel's got like a thing on it.
I know. I'm rating them. This is a TV show.
I know, but it's at least worth like a B- or something.
Okay, I'm going to make him, because the guy's a cool guy, he gets a B- in locking. He gets a B-. It's got tape over here, so you can't steal the wheel. Tape over here. They're all locked together, and the owner is watching, therefore you get an A on locking. Oh, this is sad. This is dead. If I had some dirt and a shovel, I would give it a proper burial. Rigor mortis will be setting in. What is with these people? They don't lock the back wheels up at all. Frame and front tire are locked very well. Proper lock. Secure pole there. Wrought iron, takes a while to saw through that. Seat is locked. That's good too. But the rear wheel makes it no good. Where most stolen bikes end up, they end up at various restaurants. What happened is the junkie who steals bikes, he trades the bike to his fence for a bag of dope. The fence calls up a local restaurant who he knows, says, hey, I got a bike for you, $50. And all is good. except for the person who lost the bike. Anybody with a cable cutter or a wire cutter can cut this in a matter of 15 to 20 seconds. This lock is pretty bad. It's an okay auxiliary lock to lock a wheel to the frame, but to lock a whole bicycle, this bike's out of here. So I give this locking job D-. And the only reason it got that high a grade is that the bike is a D-. Okay, we got another A. Let me show you why this bike gets an A. Frame and front wheel to a lamppost. I doubt if anybody's ever going to saw this lamppost down. Rear wheel and frame locked to each other. Seat locked. This bike gets an A. This is the proper way of locking your bicycle. Solid A. Ride on the sidewalk legally in any borough if you own 3 dogs and are riding with them at the same time. You know the owner.
You know the owner of this bike?
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Okay. And now you're going to critique him.
Notice clamp. And a clamp here. And a clamp here. And a chain. And the proper lock. So still, anybody with a couple, like less than a minute, you can take these wheels off. There is deterrent. It's not quick anymore. It's B. This bike gets a B. Locking your bicycle, a lot of times you're just buying time, and that's important. If you put enough locks on your bike, where even if they're not the most secure lock, it just takes a thief too long, and he'll give up and go on to the next bike. And on this street, there are many next bikes. Now here, the rear wheel isn't locked, but it will not get stolen because the thief would have to buy a new tire and tube because it's flat. In fact, here's a nice piece of glass that gave him the flat.
So Hal, you're saying one deterrent for deterring you could let the...
If you have a flat tire, the odds are it probably won't get stolen. Because whoever the thief sells it to then has to fix it. It can be easily stolen. It's not locked at all. The front wheel, again, easily stolen. And the rear wheel, easily stolen. So this bike gets an F in locking.
What would your grade for this bicycle be?
My grade, as far as locking this bike, what you've locked up here, I give them an A. Because no one's ever going to steal this. But the quality of locking is an F. But it's like locking if you locked dog manure. Whatever you use, no one's going to take it. And same here. This is just a dog manure in the shape of a bicycle. I hope you learned something from my little pointing stuff out. And I hope you learn how to lock your bike, especially. And, you get a good strong pole, decent locks, lock your wheel, lock your seat, and have a crappy enough bike, and you get an A. And all right, on that point, you have a nice day now. Bye. But then it fouled up.
And it could be easily taken off. What did the first lock look like?
That probably doesn't work either. I'm Hal-Ruzal.
I'm Carrie Martin.
And like around 5 years ago, we made a video about how to lock your bicycle. And we graded people in their locking job. And we want to see if people have learned anything between now and 5 years ago. My gut feeling is that they're just as stupid as ever.
And I have a lot of experience working at Recycle a Bicycle. We saw a lot of bike theft, so we heard every story there. So, you ready to look for some bikes?
Yeah, let's look for some bikes.
Okay.
Let's find some bikes. Let's see what we have here.
Look at this bike.
Let's see, we have the frame and the rear wheel and the front wheel locked and the seat.
Wow.
And, whoa, a hose clamp here. Very nice. That keeps your thief honest and it prevents the quick release from opening without somebody having either a screwdriver or an 8mm wrench here to push the hose clamp up. And that's a square U-lock, which you can't put a bolt cutter on.
It's on a long enough pole.
The pole is in the ground quite securely.
I would say this is an A. I mean, they can't really get away with this bike or any of the parts.
This is good.
This is pretty good.
The bike seems secure, and the thing is, when it's locked like this, you can't ride it away. Except for one little problem. We got one little problem here. I don't know what that problem is. You know what that problem is? I would give this bike a C. This is $50 minimum. This is a terrible bike with a really good lock. Why did they lock the front wheel?
There's no point in leaving slack in this chain. You might as well just go around the front wheel or the back wheel if it's closer.
But they still come in, say, you're the guy on Bike TV, you're the lockup guy. I get this all the time, rake my lock.
Do they like bring you out into the street and they have you like look at
Look at, I have
is
to
it
look
good,
at,
Hal? Is it good?
Here we have the carcass.
Oh,
The Huffy Tempest. It meant well. They got the best lock you can buy. The seat is locked, but duh.
yeah, the problem here is I think people themselves don't know how to take a rear wheel off. They think it's all complicated with all those pesky gears and everything in the back, so they think, oh, the bike thief isn't going to take it off either, but we're dealing with professionals here.
To replace it costs you $120. You might as well buy another Huffy at Kmart. That costs $99. This gets an F because it's unrideable. Now this is cute.
This is just art, right? Or is
Because
this actually...
the front wheel is locked, the rear wheel is locked, and the fender is locked. I give it an A because the bike is so crappy.
I mean, literally has bird crap on it. So then this bike could just be here forever, Hal.
It could be.
Okay.
Wow, we got two bikes
here.
over here. Anybody with a 2-foot bolt cutter can easily cut this chain.
Somebody didn't want to buy a kryptonite lock, so they went to the hardware store and they tried to do their
They
own
bought the
kryptonite
Craptonite lock. Notice the rear wheel, they think it's secure, but thieves have a 5mm Allen wrench. You could steal this rear wheel in 2 seconds. You could steal the seat also with the same wrench.
And that seat too.
That's a nice
that catches
seat.
the eye.
I think both these people got left back in 7th grade together. Because you bought the worst U-lock you can buy. You can break this lock so easily. You stick a 2x4 in here, wedge it up against here, and you can pop this matter of 5 seconds. We are giving these people a group D. Oh, they got these things. These are your anti-theft locking skewers. Those you need a hammer and a chisel to break.
He or she has it on the front wheel
and the back wheel.
and also has
Double lock.
has the chain. This person had a bike stolen in the past, and then they wanted this nice Kona, and they did everything they could to make it theft-proof. I think we have to give this guy a little credit.
I'm gonna give him an A-.
Look how cute it is when you're 8. This is the lock that you got, like from your parents.
I could probably chew through this.
I just want to steal it to get the lock because it's so cute. Oh no, it's just eyes. The eyes are watching you.
B, because it's such a bad bike.
This bike gets a B. We'll give this one an A, a C, and a C. He only locked his front tire, so they got the rest of the bike.
This is an A. Seat is locked. Rear wheel is locked to the frame. The only thing is,
They could cut down the trig.
yeah, but that's kind of like, I don't even think thieves do that. We have a $300 rear wheel that's not locked.
A D.
We give this bike a D. Nobody's gonna steal this thing. She's probably a grandmother now. She was 10 when she locked the bike up, but she's a
And she
grandmother
lost
now.
the key for the lock.
This is really good. This is great. This is awful. Like I'll be riding a bike sometimes in another town, and they go, oh, you're the guy from the internet. I know you. There may be bed bugs underneath that cover. Seat collar, that would be over here. That was taken. This is your third and final warning. We have the 3 strikes rule here. This is where I work. This is Bicycle Habitat. I've been a bike mechanic here since 1978. And it's still fun after all these years. You run into new problems and new adventures every day. You never know what you're going to see. Well, today I'm going to lock up a bicycle properly. Because always I grade how you lock up your bicycle, but maybe if I show you how to do it right first, you'll have a better clue about how this is done. First thing I'm going to do is make sure the pole that I'm locking my bicycle to is in the ground, because a lot of these poles are loose or have a single bolt at the bottom that can be undone by any thief. The city has put in a lot of bike racks within the last couple of years, and I recommend you lock to those, but make sure they're in the ground also. Anything that you really want to come back to, you should take off your bicycle. Like if you have an attachment to your water bottle, take your water bottle off the bicycle. I have chained down the seat So that cannot be stolen so easily. I invented this in the early 80s, in 1980. When you're locking up a bike, the most valuable items are the frame, the rear wheel, and the front wheel. This is a cool U-lock. It's a square U-lock. It is extremely strong and quite expensive. So they come in like so, and look at that. I got the rear wheel and the frame. I take my auxiliary cable. You go like so, and you go like so, and look at that. My front wheel is now cable locked. Also, my front wheel has a special anti-theft device on it. It's not a regular Allen wrench. It's a pentagon-sized bolt here. Sometimes thieves can get money for handlebar assemblies. So what I've done here, I epoxied a ball bearing into the handlebars, so that way you cannot loosen it with an Allen wrench. Now you have a completely safe, properly locked up bicycle. We're going to walk around now, and with the first 10 bikes we see locked up, we're going to give them a quick grade, and we're out of here. Let's see. Front wheel's not locked up, rear wheel's not locked up. If somebody was really energetic, you can take this off of the wrench, take the headset off, and pull the whole bike away from the pole. All that would be left would be the chain around the pole. This bike gets a D-. This bike has had a calamity. The locking job is an A. The bike on the ground. After it's been on the ground for a couple of weeks, you know, they build buildings on top of graveyards sometimes and they don't know about it. It's two terrible locks. It's garbage and garbage. Front wheel's not locked. Seat is ignored. Well, this one here, oh, we got square link chain. Front wheel is locked. A decent master lock here. Rear wheel is locked up. Seat is locked up. And it's got anti-theft skewer on the rear. The pole's in the ground. It has no resale value, and it's locked really well. So a thief's not going to steal it because it's too much work to get no money. This bike gets an A+. The combination of quality of bike and the locking of the bike, this is the best job I've ever seen. The bike is locked to itself, which normally gives this bike an F in locking because anybody can carry it over their shoulder. But with that thing there, that's like the goddess of locking. You can't steal a bike with that on there. That's illegal and immoral. And you'll like be struck down by a bolt of lightning as soon as you steal this bike. The Schwinn has the seat locked properly. The rear wheel and the frame are locked to secure pole. Yet the front wheel, bolt A, bolt B, you take it off and you got yourself a front wheel. It'll work on any hybrid bicycle. I give this bike a C. I like the way the seats are secured. Very cute. Bikes are bad and the locks are bad. So I'll give it the gentleman C. Like this would be the grade George Bush got in college. Now if you steal these bikes, you may become rich. Because there may be coupon circulars in here. You know, you may be able to get 2 pounds of bologna for dirt cheap. Get the bikes and the bologna. What more do you want? If I were a wheel thief, I can have 4 real wheels. This one here, that one there, that one there, and that one there. They're just getting all F. It's like a total disaster. Here we have our $150 saddle, not locked up. The back wheel, not locked up. I give this bike a solid D.
Now we are returning to your
We're
bike.
returning to my bike. It looks there. But I've been joined. I've been joined by a bicycle and a whole mess of garbage. Welcome to New York. All he's locked is his frame. His seat is insecure. His wheels can be stolen. There's a D-. He was hoping my good locking job would camouflage his bad locking job. And he's hoping to hide behind the garbage. I feel good that I'm creating good bike karma by showing people how to lock their bikes properly and saving some people some money and aggravation. And this is your third and final warning. So learn it this time. Don't get your stuff stolen. I never thought when I was growing up, A, I would see a bike lane, B, I would see a bike lane this wide, C, that they would ever take away a lane of parked cars to make a bike lane, and D, that I'd ever see a bike lane the color of Kermit the Frog. No way. This is great.
Bye.